Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Aaliyah and today I'm doing a video on this pink polygel set from Beetles that I got on Amazon for about $15 to $20, and I just wanted to show how I achieved this look. So let's get into it. So as you can tell, I already went ahead off camera and prepped my nails. I applied the base coat and cured it in the lamp for a couple seconds. I think it's 60 seconds that it says to cure it for. So then I'm going in with this pretty baby pink color. It's in the number 45, and I'm taking, instead of slip solution, just some 70% alcohol and using that as my slip solution, and I apply a long line of it down the nail, and I just go ahead and pat it in. You see me trying to cover it to the sidewalls and making sure that I get it all over the full nail. And I just go back in with that alcohol to make sure that the brush doesn't get too sticky. And when, instead of wiping away that excess and wasting it, I just put it back on top of the nail and try to use that to make my apex. So you see here, I'm just doing the same thing, making sure that it goes all the way to the sidewalls, and I'm cleaning up any little bit that's spilling over and running down to the side so it doesn't get on the skin when we cure it. And then I go ahead and I flash cure it just so it stays in place. Then I use a tiny bit more closer to the cuticle and I create that apex just because it wasn't strong enough like I wanted it to be. So I just go ahead and I add some more to make it a little bit thicker. So I just go ahead and I clean up the sides and I finish up by curing that nail for 60 seconds. And then I move on to the ring finger, in which I decided to use this sparkly hot pink. It's in the number 46, and you see I'm doing the same thing. I just leave a long line down the entire nail, and then I go back and I start moving it all around to where I want it, putting it on the sidewalls, making sure that it carries all the way out to the full length of the nail. Then I go ahead and I flash cure it again just so it stays in place, and I go back in closer to the cuticle trying to create that apex again and make sure it's shaping out and being the right amount of thickness that I need it so they're not just popping off all over the place. So here I'm just cleaning it up, making sure there's no more on the skin when it cures, and then I go ahead and cure it for those 60 seconds, and then after that I go back in with that shade in that 45 color, that baby pink, and I just use that on the rest of the nails and repeat the same process. So here I'm just taking a lint-free cloth and dipping it in that alcohol and taking off all that stickiness that's on the nail so it doesn't gunk up the file. And then I use my Melody Susie e-file that I got from Amazon for like $10, and I'm using the coarser nail bit on it, and I'm going in and I'm just shaving it down, making it nice and smooth, getting on that underside because I did get a little bit of polygel underneath the nail, so I just go in and I shape that out and get rid of that. So I just repeated the same thing on all the other nails, and then I go in with my hand file to clean up the shape and make sure that those squares are nice and straight and sharp, and I try to smooth out everything I couldn't get with the e-file. I've never really had an e-file before, so it is a learning curve for me, just trying to work with it and get everything that I need to. So in the meantime, while I still kind of figure out how I want to work with it, I just like to use the hand file instead. So after hand filing, I went in and I switched the bit on my e-file to this cuticle bit, and I just go in and make sure that it's not super thick up by the cuticles, and I try and be really careful here and take my time and go slow so I don't cut myself accidentally, and I just make sure that it's nice and low and that it's not super thick up top. So after all that, I go in with my buffing block and I just try and smooth out all the nails, make sure that they're nice and shiny, and that there's no big lumps or noticeable bumps in the nails. And since I don't have a dust collector, I just went ahead and wiped up all the dust off the desk. Then I went ahead and I used some of these crystals that came with my last Polygel kit. It was the Model 1's pink and clear set, and I'm just picking out the sparkly ones that, I don't know if they're AB or the regular kind, but whatever it is, I wanted those ones instead of the purple ones. So instead of using glue, I go ahead and I use the clear Polygel and just stick it where I want the crystals, and I just wanted one little one at the cuticle of the nail, and I just go ahead and I place that there. So after that, I'm going to go in with my Model 1's top coat. Same thing with the base coat. Since the Beatles kit didn't come with a base or top coat, it just came with the colors. I used my Model 1's base and top coat from the last kit that I got, and I place it all over the nails, making sure that I avoid the crystals just so that they don't get blurry and lose their shine. Then I go ahead and I cure them for the full 60 seconds. So then I just go ahead with the lint-free wipe again, using some alcohol, getting rid of that sticky layer. So that pretty much sums up the video. I really like how these turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and stay tuned to see what else we come up with. Until next time.